My name is Pierre Buckley and I'm representing the Pink Group, which was speaking about wellness. Outcomes from wellness, we spoke about how we've maintained or sustained our energy over the past 3 years. And one of the key things was sharing our stories and how that has inspired hope within activists and advocates in their spaces and challenging or opposing certain things in their countries and their contexts. And the other part was how do we sustain ourselves within our organizations and as well as the allies and organizations and funders and the different funding streams to provide that support. There was also emphasis on asylum seeking, particularly in South Africa, and the protection of asylum seekers on the basis of human rights violations in their own countries and how they're treated here. There's also emphasis on integrity and how organizations manage funding that is received and how we are accountable to the funding and also the beneficiaries of the funds that we receive.
My name is Kanyo Farize and I was part of Group Green, the Green Group. And in our group we spoke about 4 main areas. First is creating knowledge, the second is political involvement, the third is funding, and the last is safety and security. Under creating knowledge, the group emphasized the importance of capacity building and building support systems amongst our movement, as well as collaboration and knowledge sharing. Having knowledge management systems where we have, for example, a database where we can have all this information accessible to everyone all the time. Another thing we spoke about is political involvement. There we said that at the regional level, for example, our movement is very much excluded and we need to do more to ensure that politically we are at the table, especially at the regional level. And not only are at the table, but we are also holding these spaces accountable. And there we spoke, for example, about funding for registered organizations versus non-registered ones. Also, we said it's important for funding to take into account operational costs as well as well-being. Finally, we spoke about safety and security. And there we spoke about the importance of monitoring the anti-gender movement, to not be only reactive, but to also be preemptive, to be able to monitor and be able to react as soon as possible. We need to put in place safety protocols to ensure that all our members and our people are safe. We also need to do consistent and continuous risk analysis and put in place mitigation strategies consistently.
My name is Memory Papa from Zimbabwe. My team was Team Purple, where we spoke about resilience. Resilience is like bouncing back from something, maybe trauma, but I believe you don't bounce alone. There are many people involved along the journey. I find that as LGBT people, we get the healing from NGOs. They come in and they help us heal through counseling and everything. So we believe these platforms like where people should talk. We should open up platforms like that where parents are also involved so that they also get the healing that we are getting out there. So we should get the funding for such platforms where we also not walk alone, but walk with our parents, because this struggle is not only for us, but for everyone who is involved around us. Yeah.
My name is Ethel Kleinans, and I'm representing the Orange Group. We have pondered on the question, what has kept us present and engaged? And there was an overwhelming senses that we have a common goal and purpose as a movement, and that has kept us going through these 2 years during COVID. We're not only existing, but there's a desire to affirm ourselves within the space. We have an association to feel that we belong, a feeling that we are part of a collective. As allies, what has kept us going? The cries of LGBTI young children. It has always been my dream, this is the words from Mama, to make sure that all queers, the information about young queer children are out there and that parents understand how to deal with the young children.
My name is Yvonne Moka from Botswana. I'm representing the Green Group. So here are the reflections from our discussions. First of all, what kept us going was sticking to who we are. You know, we know ourselves. We agree that we are not going to run with any narrative that is a distraction to who we are. We agree that we are going to decolonize our identity. We are Africans before anything. Yes, we are human beings before anything, but since they say homosexuality in quotes is a Western thing, we are dismantling this identity crisis of theirs. We are saying we are Africans before anything, and homosexuality is not an African. We are Africans, you know. We have to rebuild our spaces and reclaim who we are. And we agree as a group, the Green Group, that the media is not really the enemy. We also reflected on the power of words. For example, in Setswana, we don't have a word for gay. If it's there, it sounds very insulting, you know, like derogatory, like setabana, da 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 da. So as Africans, if we are going to decolonize our identity, we should also use our words that refer to us. What does gay mean in Bemba, for example? What does gay mean in Zulu without insulting, without discrimination? So let's consider language also as a tool that will be used to decolonize.